صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Brothers, sisters, elders, scholars, assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. On the day when men all gather together to be judged, the gaze of angels is caught by one who seems so unloved. On the day when men all gather together to be judged, the gaze of angels is caught by one who seems so unloved. He seems different. He seems different, but by the tyrants of his time, misjudged, the blood that flows in his veins, not like any other blood. The day when men's deeds show him to be of saints or of devils. The day when men's deeds show him to be of saints or of devils, they ask him, he who looks like a rose, stripped of its petals, and eager for his answer, are all the watching angels? And eager for his answer, are all the watching angels? He answers with his heart, he answers with his heart, ridden with wounds as his medals. He says, I'm Iraqi, and testifies my blood and my skin. He says, I'm Iraqi, and testifies my blood and my skin. I'm from the land that has endless prophets buried therein. I'm from the land that has endless prophets buried therein. A land with so much spilled blood that its holiness wears thin. The land of Nuh and Ibrahim, leaders of men and jinn. The land of Nuh and Ibrahim, leaders of men and jinn. This land, the kingdom of Ali and the dust of Hussein. This land, the kingdom of Ali and the dust of Hussein, its roots are religion and flows courage within its veins. The Garden of Eden, how many of these it contains? The Garden of Eden, how many of these it contains? Pure bodies ridden in its sand, and so holy its grains. He says, I'm Iraqi, and testifies my blood and my skin. I'm from the land that has endless prophets buried therein. A land with so much spilled blood that its holiness wears thin. The land of Nuh and of Ibrahim, leaders of men and jinn. This land, the kingdom of Ali and the dust of Hussein. Its roots are religion and flows courage within its veins. The Garden of Eden, how many of these it contains? Pure bodies ridden in its sand, and so holy its grains. Yet, O angels, the man says, O angels, you ask about the wounds within my heart. O angels, you ask about the wounds within my heart. When I said I loved Ali, when I said I loved Ali, tearing of new wounds would start by a tyrant that flowed through him, hatred, a black heart, that which lusted to tear the minds of the Shia apart. A mind that lusted to tear the minds of Shia apart. A lust that wanted innocence, the old and the young abused. A lust that wanted innocence, the old and the young abused. He who would murder sons and charge mothers for bullets used. He who would murder sons and charge mothers for bullets used. He'd take away husbands. He'd take away husbands and leave wives bewildered, confused. To he who claimed he loved Ali, every right would be refused. Yet from the voice of the oppressed comes the voices of heroes. Yet from the voices of the oppressed come the voices of heroes. He who stands up to our tyrants and shields us from our foes. He who with every strike against him, he continues to oppose and comforts us with his knowledge. He comforts us with his knowledge to remove us from our woes, to remove from us our woes. The crown of all our heroes, Muhammad Baaqir al-Sadr. The crown of all our heroes, Muhammad Baaqir al-Sadr. He who, when tyrants pushed against us, he pushed back harder. When our hope was ever dying, he'd make hope broader. With his pen, he made us with our religion even prouder. The crown of our heroes, Muhammad, the crown of our heroes, Muhammad Baaqir al-Sadr. He who, when tyrants pushed against us, he'd push back harder. When our hope was ever dying, he'd make hope broader, and with his pen he made us with our religion even prouder. He who went tortured for the words which he wrote with his pen. He who went tortured for the words which he wrote with his pen, when released with his wounds, he just used that pen to write again. He learned from his grandfather Hussein to fight oppression. He learned from his grandfather Hussein to fight oppression, and he learned that with a contented heart assured is revolution. Yet I tell you, O angels, the tyranny of our state. Yet I tell you, O angels, the tyranny of our state, that they would add the light of a scholar to its death rate. That they would add the light of a scholar to its death rate, and with his blood upon their hands, a message they dictate, a grip of tyranny, his blood on their tongues they narrate. But O angels, I wish by the soul of the first martyr, but O angels, I wish by the soul of the first martyr, that he were alive to witness the end of all disaster, when we strung this tyrant's neck. When we strung this tyrant's neck, now burns him, his creator. We tore his pictures and we replaced them with Sadr's picture. We tore his pictures and we replaced them with Sadr's picture. And beyond that, O angels, I wish he were here to witness. And beyond that, O angels, I wish he were here to witness, as we tried to build from a war-torn land, a land of bliss. With it, with an eagle's honor, with an eagle's honor, we replaced the snake's shadowed hiss. Living are his words, whilst tyrants' memories we dismiss. O angels, am Araki from the land which heroes bore. O angels, am Araki from the land which heroes bore. And with the first martyr, we have heroes buried galore, men of prudence who make me proud to my nation adore. The badge of honor on its chest, the world through ages wore. The badge of honor on its chest, the world through ages wore. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. All of you to stop and picture, I paint on my canvas, your minds, this picture, when the streets of Iraq are paved with his picture. Is he dead or alive, the first martyr? I want all of you to stop and picture, I paint on my canvas, your minds, this picture, when the streets of Iraq are paved with his picture. Is he dead or alive, the first martyr? Whilst from Ali he took all his conduct, whilst from Ali he took all his conduct, like Hussein, silence he refused to conduct. In the face of oppression, he glared his conduct, saying, we don't bow down to tyrant or oppressor. He who never the truth would he desert. He who never the truth would he desert, even in the scattered plains of this desert. Nor did his voice against oppression he desert. Death before humiliation was his answer. Thirsty for a scholar's blood, this Saddam. Thirsty for a scholar's blood, this Saddam. Yet your blood to him a poison. So damned is he now, burning in hellfire, so damned. And with his death they chanted, long live Sadr. I want all of you to just pause and reflect. I want all of you to just pause and reflect. Though martyred, knowledge to the people, he reflects much like the sun. Much like the sun, and darkness away, he reflects. His body gone, but ever raised is his banner. All those who miss him, haven't they wondered on where his soul for 30 years has wandered? All those who miss him, haven't they wondered on where his soul for 30 years has wandered? I say amongst the streets of Najaf he's wandered. I say amongst the streets of Najaf he's wandered, for even in death he remains a scholar. For even in death he remains a scholar. Wassalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to read a poem named The Birth of a Martyr about the Shaheed Muhammad Baaqir الصدر. Ya Shaheedan, O most noble of men. Your knowledge has become our knowledge, your pain our pain. You were killed defending the most beautiful of religion. Who else could claim to be a son of Hussein? You were killed defending the honor of this beautiful religion. Who else could claim to be a son of Hussein? Struggle flows within your blood. Struggle flows within your blood. For after you say Sadiq ascended to the skies above. Struggle flows within your blood. For after you say Sadiq ascended to the skies above. Blood spilt on the land that cradled the birth of our martyrs. And because of you, with the struggle did we fall in love. You told us to walk and we walked. And yet today you are not walking with us. You told us to resist and we resisted. And yet today you are not resisting with us. You told us to think and we thought. And yet it matters not, for your thoughts live within us. We believed he had killed the heart of Iraq. We believed he had killed the heart of Iraq, the man who gave his life to stand. We heard he had died, but death did lie. For who could kill the mind of a land? We heard you had died, but death did lie. For who could kill the mind of a land? You who enlightened he who never met you. The tear has been imprisoned upon the pages of your life. For how could we cry when we read about you? Tears do no justice to such a man. We are rifles in your hand. We are the lions of that land. And I am whatever your philosophy tells me I am. O Baaqir, did you see him? Did you see him hang? Let it not be said that Iraq abandoned you. By my Lord Baaqir we avenged you. The lions of this land could not rest, for we tied our ropes around that seemingly untouchable neck. We took our revenge, and from Saddam our shackles were freed. For you, O Baaqir, we killed him. For you, O Baaqir, we killed Yazid. Wa shukran.